Chris, just where did you see things get away in the third quarter there? You've seen.
Yeah, I mean, I thought again we didn't close the half very well. I thought if we closed the half better, then we don't put ourselves on such a razor edge in the third. Excuse me. We only had 6 turnovers at halftime. We had a few more in the third quarter. Missed some shots. Didn't finish at the basket, and then led to a bunch of stuff in early attack mode for them.
With the way these two games have played out, just what do you have to say to your guys, or what are you looking for going back home?
Every minute in the series is a chance to find something. So we're going to go back home. This is a good team at home. So we're going to go home and fight for Game 3. I mean, heads up and look at the tape and get ready for Game 3. So.
Randall's limited impact carried over from the second half of Game 1 to basically the whole night tonight. What did you see from him, and why'd you go with Nas to close?
Yeah, I mean, I just thought Nas has had a good game going, just wanted to try to see if I can spread the floor and get some quick decision making out there, and just trying to change the complexion of the game. So.
Seemed like the offensive process was pretty good in the first half. Did you see maybe deteriorate a little bit in the third?
Gotta look at the tape. I mean, I thought we missed. There was a moment there when the game was kind of starting to get away from us, where I thought we missed some good shots. We had some good corner threes that we needed to knock down. We just didn't. Overall, we shot the ball well in the first half, didn't connect in much in the third. So,
Chris, the numbers say that when Mike Conley's been on the floor in this series through the 2 games, you guys have won those minutes.
Yes.
By a lot. What is he doing in those times that you think is leading to success? And then conversely, when he's off the floor, what part of his presence is missing?
Well, I mean, everybody. First of all, Mike is a high level game plan execution. He fights. He's tough. He's physical. He's one of our scrappier guys. Offensively, of course, he's just a safe pair of hands against a lot of pressure. It's the things that Mike's have always done. But for me, it's a lot about his defense, his ability to really be good at that end of the floor. So.
Chris, what's made Jalen Williams difficult to stop so far in the series?
I mean, he's getting to his left hand way too much, and we got to do a better job of kind of cutting that off. So,
Chris, you always say the best hand is a near triple-double hand.
Yeah.
He had some of that tonight. What do you think overall about his game?
Yeah, I mean, you saw the aggressiveness from the beginning. I thought he did a good job of finding his teammates and being aggressive, getting downhill, playing quicker off the spot, picking a direction and going, being smart in a crowd.
Chris, is there anything you're seeing defensively from you guys that you're just not getting in these 2 games that you've been getting in the past?
Yeah, obviously, Shea's a handful to contain. He's getting around us to when there's contact, he's getting around us. We got to do a better job of squaring him. So,
Chris, how much of the shooting woes are attributable to their defense and them speeding you guys up in that way?
Yeah, sure, some of that. But I thought we had really good looks. So I thought we were a little more sped up, if you will, in Game 1 tonight. Not so much. So.
Seemed like you played through the post a lot more in this game. What did you like about what that gave your offense?
It's a way to get the ball kind of in and around the paint, and we did. We whether it be Julius or Nas, I thought Nas was really good down there. Kind of settles things down a little bit for us.
Seemed like Ant had some.
Yeah, we posted him up early. Just wanted to try to get him close to the basket if we could, where he doesn't have to kind of navigate through a bunch of help defenders and gap help and all that. So.
This Oklahoma State's been really good in that 10 to 14 foot range.
Yeah,
what's the challenge of defending a team like that when so often those are kind of the looks that you're comfortable giving up?
Yeah, I mean, we've contested a bunch of them, but I think we got to stay a little more connected in that part of the floor, so.
Is there something to just keeping them from getting to it when that seems to be kind of
like that is the idea.
Right,
yeah,
right. But what is the key to that, I guess?
Like I said, we got to square these drives and we got to play with more physicality. So.
Any Any other questions?
Thank you.
Thanks.
Jaden, the third quarter's kind of been an issue both games for you guys. Are you seeing anything coming out of the half, or it seemed like the first couple minutes of the half
Says
wasn't
turnovers, you said?
third quarter has just been kind of been the issue. Have you seen any consistencies between the two of why the game got away both times there?
I'll say probably the turnovers and then just holding them to one shot. They got like a bunch of 50-50 balls, offensive rebounds, and they was just getting multiple possessions with the ball, like more possessions than we did.
You shot the ball really well tonight. A lot of others didn't. Is there something with their defense that makes it difficult on these threes? Or you think it's just been a couple of poor shooting nights?
I'll say it's just poor shooting nights. I'll say like they kind of short closing a little bit, so we just got to not think twice and just let it fly, really, and just be confident in what we do.
Jen, from just a big picture standpoint, down 0-2, going homeless, what's kind of the mentality after two tough losses here?
We got to be desperate. Like every possession counts, matters. Every game, everything matters. So we just got to be super desperate and just play smart while we are.
On the flagrant with Shea, was there just a little frustration boiling over, or what kind of
Nah,
happened?
I just wanted to foul him for. I wasn't even mad. I just had fouls to use.
How did in the fourth quarter you guys did start to get back into it a little bit? What do you think you found there that you can build on going forward?
Probably just getting the ball out of Shea's hands early, and then when we did get the rebound, just not waiting, just everybody running and just attacking the gaps that they give us and being aggressive. I feel like we start the game that way. I feel like we can, give ourselves a chance to win the game.
Julius has been so good for you guys all playoffs. A little rough night tonight. Like, how do you kind of withstand that when he's just not having one of his usual nights here?
I mean, more of us got to step up. I mean, he's one of our top players, so if he's not doing well, other guys, we just got to come in and contribute and really just fill the absence. But, I mean, I'm not stressing off it. I mean, Drew, I see him work out every day and put the work in, so the nights happen. Like last night, I mean, he had a great game, so it just happens.
The formula you just described at the end of the fourth quarter tonight is exactly how you guys won that game here earlier this year. What are the keys to playing that way when you guys have bigger lineups out there earlier in the games?
We just got to run, and just get out of each other's way, have a good spacing, when we're running the court, make sure our corners are filled, or if Rudy's in the dunkers field, and we just got to have the right space and be in the right spots early just in case our teammates need outlets.
Jane, with the way that they've shot it from two, I mean, is it kind of deflating? I mean, you guys are sometimes playing good defense, but, I mean, they just start getting to those spots and almost knocking everyone down.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like the shots they want. I know, the world or the NBA says mid-range isn't alive or it's like a dead thing, but that's the shots they like and that's the shots they're comfortable with. So we just got to really keep them out the paint and out the two-point range.
How do you keep guys out of that 10 to 14-foot range when they run so much pick and roll?
It's hard. We just got to be on the same page of whether we're switching or me and Rudy breaking off. But you just got to be in the ball, and it's kind of hard. But you just gotta keep fighting, keep pursuing and stuff.
You have to mix up coverages at some point.
Yeah, go under, or sometime how we did at the end, kind of high wall, putting two people on them. Oh, yeah. Thank y'all.
Nickeil, another one where third quarter they seem to pull away. Just what do you feel is happening coming out of the break that's allowing them to kind of get control of things?
Sense of urgency. I think whatever adjustments they're looking at in that first half, when everyone goes back, I'm sure every team watches film, they say this is what we're doing well, this is what we need to touch up on. I think they have that sense of urgency to make those changes, and they're playing 12 minutes at a time. They're playing all four quarters throughout this postseason, and I would say throughout the season, we have been able to wear teams down to where we put them away at times. This is a team, and you can see by their record, where you're not going to put them away. And you kind of got to play 4 rounds at a time. If it's a knockout, it's going to be a TKO. And so I think that's the main difference.
Are the 3-point shooting struggles for the team as a whole, is that more what they're doing defensively to make you guys uncomfortable? Is it just missing shots you normally make? What do you see there?
These are open shots. They're open shots. We got to make open shots. And I have faith that we will. Whether that's more repetition, I know we have workers on the team, so they're going to work to making sure that they're prepared. Last game, I missed shots. So for me, it was a focus on really owning in on my principles, my base, all the stuff that I taught myself, good wrists and so forth. And so I think the main thing out of all of this and the big takeaway was that fourth quarter. And we made shots, yes, but I think because we played with pace, that's the reason why.
Nickeil, in that, in the first game, you guys did a really good job of running them off the three-point line, and I believe it led to a season low in three-point attempts for them. And the same thing kind of in this game, a little bit more, but you guys have held them to shoot below 50% from the three-point line in this series. But it seems like their two-pointers is where they're really starting to get going towards the basket. How do you kind of balance that, kind of funneling them into the rim? But it seems like they're not missing any mid-ranges. How do you kind of balance that?
Finishing up possessions defensively, making sure that once we run them off the line, staying in the drive, passing it over to the next guy, low man rotation being there. We had some fouls that had led to free throws or and ones because we weren't there early. The job, is not gonna. Well, we won't get stops if we're playing defense 90%. If we're not making that last rotation, if we don't box out to get the rebound. Like I mentioned earlier, because they're so disciplined in the small details, we have to match that. I think in the fourth quarter, we matched that. We flew around. The rotations were there. We forced some shot clock violations. They missed the mid-range shots that they were making in that first half. And I think that just boils down to matching that intensity and bringing another level like they do in the third quarter.
Nickeil, this is really the first game all postseason that Julius has struggled. What'd you make of his night? And what does it make you recognize how consistent he has been prior to tonight?
For sure, and I'm not bothered. I'm not going to bat an eye at it. I know Julius. I know he's going to come in and work. I know that as a competitor, his blood's boiling, and he's going to come back the next game ready to go. We're going to be at home. We're going to have the comfort of sleeping in our own beds and having an opportunity to play in front of our home crowd, have them behind us, and just another chance to compete. I'm not worried about Julius. I know that he's a great player, and I know right now he's telling himself he's going to be ready for the next game.
Nickeil, you say you were talking about playing with pace. One of the ways you were doing that is taking the ball and just going right to the cup as much as you could, and other players were kind of doing that too. Is that one of the things, either getting post-ups early down in the paint, or either, just kind of avoiding that swing while you're surveying the defense in the first 5 or 6 seconds of the half-court defense? I mean, offense, is that what you need to do, is put the pace into getting to the paint and then kicking to the corners?
I think so. I think the main theme kind of just leans back to matching that intensity. They're a very aggressive team on both ends of the floor. They play very hard. And so we can't rely on just our talent to get us to what we need to in this series. We got to put pace into the game in the fourth quarter. I think that's when we felt more life, and you can kind of even hear it in the building. There's parts in that second quarter as well when we made that run. Putting pace into the game for us and being aggressive with the talent that we have, it helps us. Now it opens up so much for Julius, Nas, Dante. Mike was making shots behind screens. Rudy puts pressure on the rim as a roller, draws guys in. But just playing with pace and bringing life and energy, it's hard to do anything slow. It's easier to guard. You got to get them moving, get them flying around, put them in rotations.
Are these third quarter runs the last two games, are they happening so fast that you almost don't realize, it's a 6-point game, it's an 8-point game, and before you even have a chance to make an adjustment, all of a sudden it's, 17-19? Is it just happening that it's so fast you almost don't have a chance to make that adjustment?
I would say that it doesn't feel like it's happening fast, because if you look at it, there's like 30 seconds left. We're down 3 to take it to half with a chance to tie or cut it to 1. We maybe turn it over and missed. Next thing you know, we're down 8. So those are the small things that when you look back at it and you say like, oh, the run's happening fast and they're up 17, it's because we had a chance to be down 3, down 1. They maybe don't score. Maybe we get, if it was a 2-for-1 at the time, maybe we do score twice and they don't. And now you're looking at us having a lead. So when they do have those third quarter runs, it's not 8-17. It's 3-9. It's tie game to 7. And those things are now within reach, where when you fight back and you give yourself life and you score, stop, score, you're down 4, you're down 2. It's a 1-possession game. Now you're putting more pressure on them and they can feel that. But when you get to 17 and it's an 11-point game, they still kind of don't have that pressure on them. And so I think it's just about closing quarters better and weathering their storms a little bit better. It's going to come back to the details, especially in the Western Conference Finals.
Nickeil, you talked about just kind of the effort that it requires to beat this team. That if it's going to be a knockout, it's going to be a TKO. Is there anything that you or this team can draw on from this season or last postseason about the amount of energy, effort, focus to reach that level to knock these guys off?
I think there's no other feeling than losing last year. Getting so close to lose. I think that's my biggest memory. And as a competitor, losing has to be something that's got to motivate you, if anything. Wanting to win, to play together, to achieve something that you never achieved before. And this is a great group, and I believe in this group. I feel like we have what it takes. So it will be a huge disappointment if we don't bring that competitiveness to try to win.
Nickeil, you guys have won the minutes that Mike Conley's been on the floor by 19 points in this series and lost the minutes he's been off the floor by 60. Why do you think that is?
Mike's the glue guy. Very smart. Gets us into our sets. He's not frantic. He's been here so many times. He understands what it takes. And just the lineups and the way Mike's been making plays off the pick and roll has been a threat that has helped us.
Nickeil, some of the things you guys have done most successfully against the Thunder team really this year, getting up and down, playing with a lot of pace, and blitzing Shea at the top of the court to get the ball out of his hands and switch coverages. Are those things you guys can do with your big lineups, or how are you able to play with some of those same aspects with your bigger lineups on the court?
All 5 got to be on a string, got to be connected. Against a player like him, he's going to be aggressive. He's going to get to his ankles, get to his spots. The more bodies are able to throw at him, fly around in rotations, I think that will help us, especially when he gets the angle at bigs, bumps them. Now they're trying to play in the recovery space, and that's exactly what he wants. Trying to draw a foul, trying to bump, get to his spot. So shrinking the floor a little bit better, rotating a little bit better, not getting hit by screens, staying connected as much as we can in that drive to kind of east-west him more than north-south.
Awesome. Thanks.